Hello and welcome to Intuitive Insights podcast and Intuitive Insights School of Intuition. I'll be official. And today I'm joined with Corey Davidson, who is one of the number one intuitive clairvoyant teachers, if not the number one clairvoyant intuitive teacher. She teaches a 6-month clairvoyant program and a 6-month intuitive advanced program as well as the teacher's program. Welcome, Corey.
Well, thank you, Vesa. You're the number one psychic that we have in the world, actually. She's quite amazing.
Well,
very amazing.
Thank you
and
for
then
that.
You could introduce Kathleen.
Right. And we're joined today. Our topic is spiritual healing, is how to give a spiritual healing. What is a spiritual healing or a psychic healing? And we're joined with the number one Theta healer in North America, Kathleen Albert. Welcome, Kathleen.
Thank you, Vesa, especially being in the company of these great women, all number one in their categories, amazing teachers and healers.
Right. Well, I think I'll start out talking a little bit about what is a spiritual healing. And one of the things is we don't realize that how much doing a spiritual healing on someone can affect you and how it can affect them and change them. I'll just give a couple of examples. One time many years ago, I got pneumonia and I couldn't seem to get over this pneumonia. And I had taken antibiotics in my life several times. I just didn't want to do it this one time. So I went to see a psychic healer, which was actually a man named Michael Tamora. He's passed away, but he was one of my coworkers at the Psychic Institute I had worked at earlier. But he also had his own program later on in his life where he taught thousands of people spiritual healing. And he just looked at me, and I had been a member of the Interfaith Council with all these religious groups in the San Francisco Bay Area. And Michael was tuning into me as a psychic, and he saw all these religious people in my lungs, clogging up my lungs. And so he said, oh, they're not supposed to be there. Let me pull them out. And so he just took out these people one by one, pulled them energetically out of my lungs. He saw this white energy stuck in my lungs. For some reason, they were in my space, so to speak. If you can imagine, your space is about a 2-foot bubble around you. And these people were in there, and he took them out. And by the way, when I sat down in front of him, I said, I have pneumonia. Please don't make me laugh because I might cough up blood. That's how bad it was. I said, it was so excruciatingly painful. Please, no jokes today, because Michael was kind of a crack up. So he was taking these people out. I started feeling better and better and better. And then he said something that was kind of funny. Then I said something funny. Then I laughed for the first time in 11 days with no pain. And the next day I woke up and I was fine. It was just like a spontaneous healing. Another time, I'll tell a couple of little quick stories. I was doing a healing on a man at a Psychic Institute, and I noticed there was an energy cord going into this man's neck. And I said to him, oh, there's an energy cord in your neck, and it goes off to a guide that you've outgrown. That's the impression I got. So I just disconnected this cord, tied the cord off, and took it out and cleaned up his neck with his energy, put his life force energy. I wasn't physically touching him. I was moving my arms around, and I was using what's called a healing master to kind of help do the healing. Cleaned them all out. The next week, I run into this man again. He had come into the school, and he runs over to me, and he throws his arms around me. Barely knew this person. And he said, thank you. I've had a rash on my neck for 15 years, and I've been to all these dermatologists and doctors and the creams. I couldn't get it out. He goes, it cleaned up for the first time in my life. And he goes, look at my neck, look at my neck. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. And so sometimes most physical problems start with an energy cause. And if you can get it soon enough, or sometimes it doesn't even matter if it's later on, you can reverse the illness in the body. So another quick example before I turn it over to you two to talk about this is I remember one time having an infection and I couldn't go to the doctor because it was like on a Sunday. So they didn't have little urgent cares like they do now on every corner. And so I was reading an intuitive book and it talked about grounding the energy out of your organs, which we're going to teach you again today. And then we're going to, and restoring your life force energy into that organ. So I did that, cured myself. And so anyway, there's several examples. I could go on, but I wanted to just see if Corey or Kathleen might have an example. Corey, using your intuitive psychic tools that you teach people, and Kathleen using your theta healing techniques. Maybe we should jump to our guests first, Corey, if that's okay with you.
And I agree. I'd love to hear from Kathleen.
Okay, Kathleen, tell us about spiritual healing or psychic healing or theta healing.
Well, I wanted to talk a little bit about theta healing because it's something really remarkable, as well as going to Intuitive Insights, learning those tools of meditation and all the tools that you do teach. Then theta healing is like taking the meditation, but pulling the beliefs out, the belief system. So like as we're born, all we have is our parents, right? And our parents teach us whatever they know. But what if what they're teaching us is really not for our highest and best good? And so we evolve with that information and knowledge from our parents, right? And so they become ingrained beliefs as we grow and as we change. And then eventually they're not working for us because they're not our beliefs. So theta healing allows you to remove those beliefs, and it's amazing things happen. So it's getting to the core of the beliefs, removing those beliefs, and allowing yourself to heal. So one of the best examples, this is just a simple example, is that a lot of my people that I've worked with do not know what it feels like to be loved. So when we give them that feeling of what it feels like to be loved, and I can speak to this personally, because when I did this, it was amazing. And you don't realize that you don't know what it feels like to be loved. And you give them the feeling, and all of a sudden, everything shifts and changes. So, they always say, love yourself. But it's like, how do you do that? It's hard if you don't know what it feels like to be loved. And this changes the dynamic for so many people.
Well, is there a technique you could show us or teach us that's related to theta healing? Maybe we'll hear from Corey for a second, and then is there something you could teach us?
Sure.
Okay. Corey, how about you? What are your impressions of spiritual healing?
Oh my gosh. Well, it's like miracles is really what it is. They feel like miracles. And I've taken classes. I've been trained by Kathleen as well in that theta healing. And I agree 100%. And that's an amazing way of energy healing somebody. And, I love doing energy healings. I do. And so some examples that I have is, this is a funny one, is actually, I was walking into a Trader Joe's. I was walking into the store. I had to do like a whole bunch of, I was shopping. And I leaned over, the frozen food aisle, and I felt this, and it was my back. And I was like, oh no. I tried to move. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't. Oh my God, what am I going to do? I can't just stand here. I was like, I can't walk out of here. Oh my gosh, it was just like a sciatic kind of. And So Vesa mentioned this healing master, and so I called in um, my healing master, and I was like, help me, please help me fix it. I have to get out of here. I have to walk out of here. I literally could not move, and the pain was like, oh my gosh. And I could feel the sciatic nerve like shifting over where my back was. And I took a few deep breaths. Probably somebody who saw me was like, what is that woman doing? I was just, and it was gone. And I was going to
Wow.
walk out. And I said, no, I've got grocery shopping to do. So I did that, never to return. And I work with a lot of people where I've had, I have a girlfriend who became a student and is now also teaching. She had a lot of health issues, fibromyalgia, cancer. We'll probably have her on the podcast at one point in time. But when I hadn't seen her in a long time. When I saw her, she was literally near death's door, literally. And my daughter is also trained to do energy healing, so we went over to her house and started working on her. And today, actually, she's going to go and go to another state and see her daughter and go to her bridal shower, and help her mom. And this woman couldn't get out of bed. And the energy healings that we did on her, because, it was all energy that was stuck in her space that was creating all of this dis-ease, disease. And so I've seen it work, and I love doing energy healings and teaching it because, yes, it does work, but it's life changing. If you can help somebody with a pain, whether it's emotional or physical, and help them move on, I mean, that's why I do it. That's why I do it because it's amazing. And I love, Kathleen, how you were talking about, love. Most people don't know what it's like to feel that real love. And that's my love language. Like healing people and teaching them how to heal others and themselves.
That's great. Thank you for that great insight. And you are one of the ones who, in your intuitive clairvoyant program, you get people a healing master. You train the healing master to come and work with them and then leave when they don't want the healing master around. And that's the healing master you used.
Yeah.
So they could get a similar one. I have a healing master. My healing master's name Alfred.
Mine's Joe.
Joe, yeah, quirky names. But
mine's Merlin.
Merlin, okay. That sounds a little more spiritual. Yeah. Well, Kathleen, let's turn this back over to you and teach us something from Theta Healing that maybe from one of your seminars or one of your private counselings. What would you do? And tell us what to do to be close our eyes.
Well, what I would like to do is give you downloads. This is the simplest thing. And all we do is come up with a download, something that you like, and all you have to do is say yes, and you receive it. So you receive the healing. So you don't have to go through all the tools. We could just do a download, and then you get something really wonderful. And if you say yes and you want it, then it just comes in.
Can we get some love downloads?
Yes. So you ready? Want to try it?
Yeah.
Okay. So, would you like to know what it feels like to be totally loved and appreciated and connected to spirit every single day, 100%?
Yes.
You have to audibly say yes.
Yes.
Oh, sounds good. Yes.
Yes. Okay. And would you like to know what it feels like to be a spirit in the body, able to heal yourself and heal anything that's bothering you in your body, anything that stops you from living your best life?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Would you like to know And would you like to feel the pleasure and joy of life and living in the moment and the freedom of the joy in life that allows you to be who you are and be exactly what you want every single day?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, do you want some more?
Sure.
One more, just one more. Yeah.
We could do this all day because so
I
much.
know.
Let's see, which one do we want today? Would you know what it feels like to be wealthy in money, in love, in every aspect of life, to be successful in your work, to be successful in your relationships, to have unlimited happiness in all of your life and create this with ease and grace?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. And you just feel it all coming in from the top of your head and coming all the way through your body. And it permeates every single cell. And this is how simple it is. And it makes changes. As I'm doing this, I feel goosebumps, like my whole body just tingled as I just brought in all those new beliefs. So those are new beliefs, positive things that we might want in our lives that can help change our lives. And it really changed your attitudes and just really simply. So that's one of the simplest tools that I could teach in just a few minutes.
I know the top of my head got all tingly, and then my arms got all tingly, and I could see that all the energy's coming in. Some pinks and blues and purples and golds. Oh,
And it's all
Yes, it's
individual. No people have to have the same experience.
and it's just a process of accepting those vibrations.
So what did you notice, Vessa, when you brought that in?
I noticed I accepted the vibration, and then it just seemed like I kind of had a tingly sensation, and then I could just see turquoise blue. When I had my eyes closed, I just saw turquoise blue all through me. So,
Well, I also have to tell you, there's a little more advanced step in that because I'm actually connecting with the creator and asking for the downloads and then receive the downloads and then transmute the downloads. So it all comes from creator.
wow, that's
yeah,
great. Yeah, I feel good.
yeah,
Good.
Yeah.
yeah. That's
Okay,
wonderful.
thank you.
I know. I love it. I
Thank
love it.
you.
Thank you
Sure.
so much.
Yeah. Well, Corey, did you want to also teach us a little uh, energy tool, maybe some type of energy tool of healing that you would do? Whether it's pulling energy out with a rose, or
That's it.
whether grounding it out, or bringing in a golden sun. You want to teach us also something, since we
Yeah,
have a few minutes?
that's exactly what I was thinking. You must be psychic. Okay, so you close your eyes, and let's just say you might have a tummy ache or any pain in your body. You can imagine a rose up in front of you. Maybe you're just holding it with your hand. Just imagine it. And roses are like the oldest flower on earth, very resilient, very agile. And so imagine taking that rose where that pain is and pulling that pain out and watching the energy of that pain. You might notice maybe it's because you got angry with somebody, you're holding on to that pain, or maybe you ate something you shouldn't have, and your tummy hurts. Maybe you were hangry and your tummy hurts, but just take that rose and have it absorb that pain. And then imagine you pick it up and you just throw it away. It's got a little firecracker in it and it blows up, just falls to the ground. And then bring up one more rose. Make it gold, the creator gold. And just put it over where you just removed all that pain, that emotion. Maybe it's your tummy, maybe it's an arm, wherever it is, filling it all in so that there's not a hole there for more emotions or pain to go there. And you take that out, you just throw it as far as you can. And then that firecracker lights up and it explodes. That's de-energizing whatever is troubling you. So sometimes we get really depleted, really busy, 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 go, go, go. And it's because we've given out a lot of energy. So let's call back our energy. Golden sun. Just imagine a beautiful golden sun above your head. A bright 24-karat gold. And put your name in magnetic letters or ink to magnetize and bring back, call back all of your energy from people, places, things, situations into that golden sun. That gold energy neutralizes and purifies your energy where you've left it. So you don't have to worry about where it's coming from. And when it's nice and big and full, and just notice too, or imagine, what color is your energy? It does change. Energy is always changing. So we look at what color is it right now? And then we crack open that golden sun above our heads and pour all of our own energy, our own essence into the top of our heads, filling up our entire bodies. And any excess, just let it float into your aura, which is part of your space. Let me just take a nice deep breath in. Let it out. And just lean over and come on out of trance or meditation. So that's a way of releasing energy, pain, or, and it's usually connected to an emotion or a situation, whatever it is. We can use that rose and explode it and then call back our energy.
That's
so
great.
Just simple little energy tools.
Yes, I noticed there was just this pressure on my head and it was white. And I didn't see what the cause was, but I just pulled it out like a magnet into that rose and then exploded that rose and then filled it back in. And then the pressure's gone on the top of my head. So it could have been the beginnings of a headache, but with taking this out, I don't feel that pressure anymore. And so thank you. That was delightful.
Yay.
Kathleen,
Perfect.
did you have any comments?
Well, mine was similar. It's like I felt like I had like pressure or headache in the middle of my head, like between my eyes, behind my eyes. And I was like, wow. When I did that process, it just removed that headache. It is like, it's almost very light and airy and how it doesn't feel heavy like that headache felt. So thank you, Corey.
Oh, my pleasure. I had a little pain in my wrist. I've had a little, so I was like, that's what I was doing. I had to, I was running that, rose, and you know what? It doesn't hurt now.
Yeah,
it works. It really does.
Yes, and it's amazing how you could absorb someone else's thought or energy. And I like to think of the saying in the Bible, when thine eye is single, the whole body's full of light. When your eye isn't single, it's not full of light. So in other words, when I energetically look at someone, if it's their own vibration, their color will be bright, colors or it'll be a pastel. I rarely, if ever, see a person have dark colors as being their own energy or white being their own energy. So whenever I just basic psychic healing, spiritual healing, when I kind of energetically look at myself or at someone else with my eyes closed, I kind of focus on someone. If I see white or I see a dark color, I ground it out. I drain it out like water going down, down, down 4,000 miles into the earth and getting neutralized. And I just drain that energy out. And so when Corey, you did mention your wrists hurt, a lot of times we'll absorb energy into our wrists. And sometimes it'll be because we're kind of trained to pull energy up through our hands. Sometimes we do that. Well, I have people learn this technique, or Corey teaches it and Kathleen teaches it, where the energy goes down and out your hands. It goes out your fingers, out your arms, rather than absorbing it up. And so I've seen a lot of people with the carpal tunnel syndrome where they absorb someone's project or serious work energy into their wrists, and it will be dark. And then if you ground it out, then it'll be light. Like that Bible saying, when your body's full of light, when thine eye is single, which means you don't have anyone else's energy, you just have your own energy, your whole body will be full of light. So, well, any other comments you want to add to that, Corey or Kathleen?
I think that's all I have for today.
Okay. And Kathleen, any other comments about theta healing or anything else?
Well, I think everyone can heal themselves. And it's just a matter of desire. Do you want to heal yourself? And like you said earlier, Vesa, can you receive the healing? Because that's really the hard thing. And that's sometimes part of the thing that you have to break down in order to get to the point where you allow yourself to heal. Because some people don't think that they deserve to be healed or deserve to be happy. So that's another big point.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great point. That's a great point. Yeah, because I agree. I agree. We all can heal ourselves, and the process to allow it is important.
Yeah, and it can be, and it can be simple. It could be simple energetic techniques or accepting a vibration. Just all these different techniques are ways you can heal yourself.
And it seems like today we kind of had examples of the most simplistic little ways to heal yourself. I mean, we can get all technical and, really into it, but these are really simple steps. So it doesn't have to always be complicated.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah. Nope, you're right.
Well, thank you so much, Kathleen, for joining us today. And once again, Kathleen's one of the #1 theta healers in North America. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And Corey Davidson, the clairvoyant teacher, intuitive trainer, that she's been teaching intuition classes and programs for years for hundreds and thousands of people. Thank you for being on the show, Corey.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And thank you for having Intuitive Insights School of Intuition. It's an amazing institute. And I'm so grateful that I get to teach at your institute. I really am. It's been very rewarding.
That's great. It's great to elevate people. I've had a lot of people go through your clairvoyant program and they have a regular profession, and at the end of the clairvoyant program they switch their profession because it's so rewarding being a healer and a reader. No. Okay, it looks like we're out of time, so we'll tune in next podcast and we'll have a different topic. So I'll say goodbye to everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Until next week. Thank you, Kathleen, for joining us. So great to see you. Oh, really quick, you're taking clients, and do you have any courses that you're teaching or coming up to teach?
Yeah, there are some things that are coming up, and I have a website. It's On Your Path, Kathleen.com.
Okay. Wonderful. Yeah, I highly recommend her as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, really, really. So good. All righty. Well, thank you for coming, everyone. And until next week, bye for now.